Mayong adlaw mga amigo, my name is Moon if you're new to my channel, and as you can see from the title of the video, this is my history of being a bookworm book tag. So this book tag actually came about when my high school teacher, Ma'am Connie Samaila, wanted to know, she asked my parents as to how I became a bookworm exactly, to the point that I made this platform. So when I heard that question, I was like, oh, how about I make a book tag about it and like store my precious memories in this book tag? Because actually, being a bookworm for me is a core memory to my existence and my being as a person. However, before I'm going to begin by saying and answering the questions, I'm going to tag the following people. First of all, Gerald from Gerald the Bookworm, Kat from her bookish side, Trish from Trishupaper, Alex from Alex on the Block, Kate from Your Tita Kate, Pam from Pam's Shenanigans, Spencer from Sphynx Reads, Claude from Book Boss and Claudes, Ina from Ina the Mood Reader, Chat from Chapstick Bookworm, Chat from Chat and Chapters, Tess from Bring Me the Books, and as well as Ian from Ian Reads. So without further ado, let's start. The very first question in this tag is, when did you start reading and how old are you when you started reading? So I was in third grade, so I was basically about 8 to 9 years old. I can't remember my exact age during that grade, but yeah, I was 8 to 9 years old, third grade. The second question is, what is the first book that you have read? So actually, the very first book that I have read is on my bookshelf, and it's Encyclopedia of Questions and Answers. I'm going to get it. And yes, this is the first book that I have read in my entire life. Although I was not able to finish the whole thing properly because there are parts of it in which I skimmed. But yeah, I have read this from cover to cover, basically. The third question is, name the first 5 books that you have read. So actually, except for one, almost all of the first 5 books I have read is on my bookshelf. So just like what I mentioned before, the very first book which I have read is Encyclopedia of Questions and Answers. The second book is the 2007 Almanac. As you can see, it's very battered. I don't know how to properly care for books when I was a child, so that's why it's battered. And I've read this like a million times already. That's why it looks like that. I think the third book that I have read as well is On the Banks of the Plum Creek by Laura Ingalls Wilder. Such a great series, and it's actually the very first book which I have read in this series, which is really weird because I think it's the fourth or third one. I forgot. Of course, also as well, I have read the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And the last one is Johnny B. Jones is Almost a Flower Girl. So the fourth question is, who inspired you to start reading? It could be fictional. So the two people who have inspired me to read are my parents. My father and my mother are both readers. However, my father more than my mother. My father, or tatay, actually reads a lot of books. Actually, he owns this encyclopedia set, and I think he has read them all. My mother, on the other hand, she's like the one who really reads fiction. And I actually have the books which she have read when she was young. It's in the bottom part because most of them are like romances, like those pocket books, but I still consider them as books. So, and when it comes to fictional characters, the fictional character who inspired me to read is actually Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series. She has been a huge inspiration during my childhood, and when I saw that she reads a lot of books, I just wanted to be her. And yeah, she has a huge impact as to why I am a bookworm. Right. So the fifth question is, what is the very first book that you have bought? So I have two, and they're on my bookshelf as well. So it's actually these 2 books. Both of them are classics, actually. The very first book is Kate's Choice by Louisa May Alcott. I bought this when I was still 10. I think I was still 10, so it is more than 10 years now. And the second book which I have bought is The Haunted Major by Robert Marshall. The sixth question is, what's the first book that made you say that, oh my days, I love reading? It's Harry Potter. It's Harry Potter. And although I really enjoyed reading the books which I have read, like before Harry Potter is like the one that really pushed me to read more books. And I think it's partly because of Hermione Granger. Seventh question is, what's the first book that you recommend others to read? Harry Potter. Actually, when I was in sixth grade, I have this classmate whom I recommend Harry Potter to, and from what I can remember, that's also my very first recommendation. And until now, she's a Potterhead, in which I am kind of proud of that I was able to make this person a bookworm such as myself. The eighth question is, do you think reading books have a significant impact on your personality currently? And if so, why? Yes, reading books has a significant impact in my personality right now because honestly, um, I don't think I will be the person that I am today if I was not a bookworm because most of the things I've learned, most of the things which I have gathered during my childhood has a huge impact in me, the knowledge which I have absorbed from the books, and all of the empathy which I have gotten from the characters which I have read and embraced is still in me and it's part of my whole being. And yes. The ninth question is, what made you decide to build an online platform dedicated to reading? So the main reason I think as to why I made this platform is because I just love books. I love talking about them. Like, and also, I think in real life as well, my taste in books differs from some people, or actually most people in my life. We have different tastes in books, although they read, but we don't have the same taste in books. And that's why I made this platform so that I have people and community to talk to, and it's actually amazing. And the last and 10th question is advice for new bookworms. So my advice for new bookworms, for the people who just discovered the wonderful world of reading, don't push yourself too hard. Just read the easy books first. If you are not comfortable in reading the huge novels and everything, you can start with short stories or other stuff. Like for example, middle grade books. Percy Jackson is a very easy book to read, or short stories. I recommend Leo Tolstoy. There are a lot of small books which you can start with so that you can kick off with your reading life. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have opinions, please comment down below and let's discuss. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.
Klappat hakten alla Fullfest hela dagen Egen mjöl från livets grottekvarn